In the middle of Australia's blazing desert, scientists did something unthinkable. They buried wheat seeds in the sand and then walked away for 2 years. Everyone expected the seeds to vanish, scorched by the sun, swallowed by the dunes, forgotten forever. But when they returned, what they found defied every prediction. Was this a breakthrough in farming, or just a strange desert miracle? The answer could change the future of food itself, unlocking farmland in places once thought barren, and rewriting how humanity fights hunger. This is the incredible story of how a handful of seeds challenged everything we thought we knew about survival in the desert. Picture this. Nearly 18% of the Australian continent is officially designated as desert, while another 35% receives less than 10 inches of rainfall annually, conditions that place these regions firmly in desert or semi-desert territory. These harsh statistics paint a seemingly impossible agricultural landscape, yet Australia consistently ranks among the world's leading wheat producers. In the 2023 to 2024 season alone, farmers harvested an impressive 28 million tons of wheat from this challenging terrain. But here's the puzzling part. After celebrating these remarkable harvests, farmers across the continent engage in what appears to be wasteful behavior. They dump massive quantities of crop residue directly onto their already struggling land. Why would successful farmers discard valuable organic matter so carelessly? The answer reveals one of agriculture's most innovative solutions to multiple pressing problems. Every wheat harvest creates an enormous byproduct challenge. Agricultural experts calculate that for every 2 pounds of grain collected, approximately 2 pounds of dry straw remains after threshing. This means Australia's 2023 to 2024 harvest generated roughly 28 million tons of straw waste, enough material to create literal mountains of agricultural residue across the continent. While livestock feed represents the obvious use for this straw, Australia's production vastly exceeds what domestic animals can consume. The surplus creates immediate disposal pressures for farmers who must clear fields for subsequent plantings. Transporting straw to specialized processing facilities requires substantial costs that can render wheat farming economically unviable under certain conditions. Faced with these constraints, farmers resort to simpler solutions. Some leave straw bales scattered indefinitely throughout their fields. Others choose controlled burning, deliberately igniting accumulated residue during favorable weather conditions. Both approaches, while economically sensible, create significant safety and environmental concerns. Open straw storage presents serious fire hazards in Australia's notoriously dry climate. Hay bales stored outdoors risk spontaneous combustion, particularly during hot, windy conditions. A single smoldering bale can trigger catastrophic wildfires, threatening agricultural infrastructure, homes, and lives across vast areas. The 2024 Bayandine fire exemplifies these dangers. This devastating blaze consumed over 48,000 acres, destroying homes and farm buildings while killing substantial livestock numbers. Witnesses consistently identified farmland as the fire's origin. Similarly, the 2006 Pulatop fire showed how easily agricultural activities spiral into disasters. A tractor spark in plowed fields ultimately burned 22,000 acres, killed over 2,500 sheep, and destroyed countless structures. Controlled burning creates different problems. Each ton of burned straw releases approximately 3,000 pounds of carbon dioxide, 128 pounds of carbon monoxide, 24 pounds of particulate matter, and various toxic compounds including nitrogen and sulfur oxides. During burning periods, smoke spreads across enormous areas, reducing visibility and creating accident risks while degrading air quality. Residents frequently report respiratory problems, eye irritation, and allergic reactions from exposure to agricultural smoke containing dangerous particulates. Although Australia maintains stricter regulations than countries experiencing massive agricultural fires, localized pollution episodes remain problematic. Excessive field residue also encourages pest populations and plant diseases. Accumulated organic matter provides shelter for insects and pathogens, ultimately requiring increased pesticide applications during subsequent growing seasons. Recognizing these mounting challenges, Australian researchers conducted comprehensive studies examining straw's potential for soil improvement. Their decade-long investigation focused on arid regions throughout South Australia, where traditional agriculture struggles against natural obstacles. Research revealed fascinating insights about soil behavior in Australia's challenging climate. Extended drought creates hydrophobic soil crusts, waterproof barriers that repel moisture rather than absorbing it. When rainfall finally arrives, water runs off these surfaces instead of penetrating to nourish plant roots, perpetuating drought cycles. Scientists tested whether straw mulching could address these conditions. They covered experimental plots with wheat residue layers, creating protective barriers between soil and atmosphere. Results exceeded expectations, fundamentally changing understanding of agricultural waste management. Untreated straw absorbs and holds twice its weight in liquid when saturated. When applied as mulch, subsequent rainfall was captured and retained rather than lost to runoff. The organic covering gradually released moisture into underlying soil while reducing hydrophobic layers' water-repelling properties. Increased humidity levels helped break down water-resistant crusts, making them more permeable to future precipitation. Drought impacts decreased significantly on mulched plots, with soil moisture persisting considerably longer than on untreated areas. Chinese scientists conducting parallel studies provide concrete measurements of straw mulching benefits. In controlled experiments comparing mulched and unmulched plots, soil moisture increased 7 to 22.5% at depths, from surface to 79 inches, depending on conditions. Water use efficiency improved 24 to 33% across various mulching rates compared to bare soil controls. Beyond moisture retention, straw layers create barriers between soil and solar radiation, significantly reducing evaporation during hot weather. Acting as natural insulation, mulch reflects sunlight while maintaining cooler soil temperatures that minimize water loss. Nighttime cooling creates additional benefits through dew condensation. When temperatures drop after sunset, straw surfaces reach dew points, allowing atmospheric moisture to condense and soak into underlying soil. While not generating large volumes, every drop matters in water-scarce regions. Controlled studies comparing wheat yields consistently show measurable improvements on mulched plots. Over multiple seasons, average yields on straw-covered areas exceeded bare controls by 8.7%, significant considering initially degraded soil conditions. These improvements result from straw's biochemical properties as decomposing organic matter. Agricultural residue contains essential nutrients, including nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and micronutrients like calcium, magnesium, iron, and zinc. As decomposition proceeds, these elements gradually become available to plant roots. Straw mulching enhances nitrogen fixation by encouraging beneficial microorganisms that convert atmospheric nitrogen into plant-accessible forms. While initial decomposition may temporarily reduce available nitrogen, long-term effects significantly enrich soil nutrient profiles. Decomposing organic matter helps form stable soil aggregates, improving structure, porosity, and aeration. These changes reduce compaction while increasing permeability to water infiltration and root penetration. Enhanced structure allows precipitation to penetrate deeper while reducing erosion-causing surface runoff. Straw mulching provides natural weed control by blocking sunlight from soil surfaces, preventing seed germination. Dense organic layers eliminate light energy required for weed photosynthesis, reducing competition for water, nutrients, and space, while potentially eliminating chemical herbicide needs. Straw barriers protect crops from soil-borne diseases by creating clean interfaces between fruits and contaminated soil. This separation reduces rot, mold, and fungal infection risks while making conditions less suitable for moisture-loving pests and slugs. European researchers participating in the Butinex project demonstrate how wheat straw becomes advanced biofuel suitable for unmodified automotive engines. The process begins with mechanical shredding into chips, followed by steam treatment with mild acids to expose internal sugars. Specialized enzymes convert cellulose and hemicellulose into simple sugars, creating fermentable solutions. Selected Clostridium bacteria ferment these broths, producing acetone, ethanol, and butanol mixtures. Spanish pilot facilities process 15 pounds of straw hourly, generating up to 26 gallons of fermented liquid. Distillation isolates pure biobutanol blending seamlessly with conventional fuels, up to 16% in gasoline or 40% in diesel, while maintaining normal engine performance. Economic analyses suggest large-scale production could compete with fossil fuels. Construction applications represent another frontier. Since 2022, U.S. researchers supported by the Department of Energy developed methods for 3D printing thermal insulation from wheat straw. The process converts straw into fibers connected through hydrogen bonds, creating printing ink for insulation structures. Despite skepticism about organic building materials, straw possesses excellent insulating properties, pressure resistance, and superior fire resistance compared to conventional organic materials. Research teams overcame traditional 3D printing limitations through slot die nozzles and multi-nozzle systems, maintaining consistent quality. Australia's Straw Challenge represents opportunities for integrated solutions, addressing multiple issues simultaneously. Converting waste into soil improvement materials reduces disposal problems while enhancing productivity on degraded lands, creating beneficial feedback loops for environmental sustainability and economic viability. However, widespread adoption requires additional research adapted to Australian conditions. While international studies provide encouragement, comprehensive long-term trials across diverse soil types and climate zones remain essential for confirming benefits and developing implementation strategies.